Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 23 of the Sahaja Yoga 21-day online meditation. I am Tripti, joining you from Boston. We are in our second session of the year for beginners and continuing participants. We'll begin our session with a foot soak, so please have your buckets ready. For the foot soak, you'll need a tub filled with lukewarm water. Mix it in with a little bit of salt, just regular table salt. At the end of the foot soak, we wash our feet, so please keep some fresh rinse water ready. Also today, we'll be using a candle, so please have one handy. And if you don't have one, that's all right. You could just follow along today and then maybe try the candling another time. All of our sessions are recorded, so if you'd like to revisit any of the information that has been shared here, you can watch the recordings on our website. We have received over 200 requests and we've matched people with mentors and we're continuing to receive more. So if you would like to, you can request a mentor by filling a form that will be shared later in the chat. At the end of the session today, we'll have a workshop or a breakout room. So here you'll have a chance to speak to an experienced Sahaja Yoga meditation practitioner. You can ask any questions or you can just meditate together. So that's a great resource available to you. On Thursday, we talked about the central energy channel and we learned the technique for giving a bandhan. Today, we'll talk about our left energy channel and we'll also use a candle. So in our session today, we'll be shortly joined by a presenter who will take us through a guided meditation, following which we'll listen to a talk of Shri Mataji. And then at the end of the session, we'll wind it up by having our workshop or the breakout rooms. And now I'd like to welcome our presenter for this evening, Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hello. Hi, Tripti. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. And it's such a pleasure to be here with you tonight to talk about our left channel and the subject that was listed on the title slide of the evening, overcoming our conditionings. So we'll talk a little bit about what conditionings are, and we'll meditate and we'll work on our left side a little bit. So let me begin by asking if we could put the slide up with the subtle system. Thank you. And let's talk just for a moment about what is the left side. So you see the blue vertical channel on the left side of our body. It goes up the left side. It crosses over at the forehead and culminates at the right side of the brain. And actually, it goes around even to the back of the brain. So this is our left channel. The left channel, as some of you know, governs our emotions, our emotional life. It also governs our relationship to the past and relates to our past. So it's the emotions, the desires, And as you know, sort of the left brain, right brain idea, it culminates in the right side of the brain, which is more the intuitive, the more artistic side of the brain. So it's all of those kind of more emotional, intuitive qualities. So the left side, when it's healthy, when it's in good shape, when it's in balance, and it's not overused, we experience very positive emotions. We feel joy, we feel contentment and peace, and it's a very beautiful thing. But sometimes when the left side is overused, when our emotions overwhelm us or we have very intense emotional experiences, it can become a little bit out of balance. And when that happens, we can experience things like depression, feeling lethargic. Sometimes we find ourselves kind of living in the past, thinking the good old days were better and that kind of thing. And so, of course, when we meditate, we want to be in the present. We want our attention to be in the present. So let's talk a little bit about what conditionings are, because this relates, these are a function of the left side, really. So I guess a simple way of summing it up would be to say that the sum of all of our experiences and all the input from outside, we collect in our left side. So all of our all the input we get from our parents, from our society, from our school when we're growing up about what's good behavior, what's bad behavior, what are the right attitudes, what are the wrong attitudes. We may have religious conditionings about what's right and wrong, sort of ideas about religion. We might have political conditionings, and these may all come from the environment we grew up in. Um, and we get ideas about what kinds of dress are appropriate, when we're growing up, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. In some cultures, certain kinds of professions are considered to be acceptable and respectable, and others might not be. And that might not be consistent from culture to culture. So we get filled with a lot of ideas about what's good, what's bad, um, and sometimes those are ideas about ourselves too. We may be often told that we're not good enough in some aspect of our lives, and that also becomes a conditioning. So all of this input from outside, um, and by the way, this could also include any kind of intense emotional experiences that we have. So if we have any kind of emotional trauma, that also becomes part of our conditioning, that we may become, as a result, very guarded in the way that we deal with other people because we don't trust that our emotions will be taken care of. So all of this input from outside becomes like a lens through which we view the world. And so a lot of times when we respond or react to something that we see, that we encounter, even to other people, we we see those situations through the lens of all of our past experience. And those are conditionings. And those conditionings, they get stored right here in the superego on the right side of the head. So it's a part of the brain that's really functioning um, in light of our past experience, basically. So, how do we deal with that? Because we know that when we meditate, we don't want to be seeing it through any kind of colored lens. We want to be in a state where we're seeing things as they are. We're seeing reality as it is, without our own analysis, without our own interpretation, without applying other people's values to it, but just seeing it as it is. So, how do we do that? So tonight we're going to do a few things that we can use as techniques to clear the left side and bring it back into balance. And of course, before doing that, I would just like to say that the number one technique for resolving every kind of imbalance is to meditate, because our Kundalini, when it flows, it clears and balances everything inside. But we'll do a few things now as part of our meditation that are very helpful if we're having a problem with the left side, right? So we would feel a problem on the left side as heat or tingling on the left hand or heaviness on the left hand. So the first part of our meditation will be a little bit of a workshop where we'll work with the candle, and then we'll go to the foot soak and we'll just meditate. All right. So if you have a candle, I'll show you. I have my candle here. You can light your candle, just get it ready. And we're going to, first of all, I should say, when we're working with a candle, please be very careful. Keep it far enough away from your body that you're not in any danger of burning yourself. It's very simple, it's very safe, but keep it, a good 6 inches away from your body when you're doing it, or at least a few inches away, so that you don't need to worry about that. All right, so we'll get to that in just a moment, but first, let's raise our Kundalini, and let's do it slowly, really feeling what we're doing. Let's feel our Kundalini rising. We bring it above the head and tie a knot. We do it a second time. And we tie 2 knots, just fixing our attention up there. Third time again, slowly feeling our attention and our Kundalini rising. Bring it above the top of the head and tie 3 knots. And let our attention be up there where we've just connected in the Sasrara at the top of the head. Can feel our flow of Kundalini. Just fix our attention there. And with our attention there, let's do the Bandhan. 7 protective auras around our subtle system. And let's do it again a little slowly at a speed where we can feel what we're doing. Let's just take a moment with our eyes closed to observe our breathing, just to help us to settle down and allow our attention to slowly come inside. We're observing the breathing. We're observing how we feel inside. Let's bring our right hand to the top of the head and press down. Just feel our hand there. And let's ask our Mother Kundalini, Mother Kundalini, please rise. Please rise. Take me into meditation. We can raise our hand up above the head. Let our attention go to that space between the head and the hand. Just see what we feel there. Let's see if we can leave our attention up there and bring the hand down to the lap. So now, to clear the left side, when we're feeling that heat or that tingling on the left, or when we feel just lethargic and heavy and it feels like a left side issue, we can use the candle. And it's important that we do this like we do everything. We do this in meditation. So we can keep our attention up at the top of the head. When we're in that connection, everything is more effective. So we can take our candle, and I'm going to tilt my screen down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. But we're going to keep our left hand open on our lap. We're going to put the candle in our right hand, and we're going to put it down near the base of the spine on the left side. So we're going to go up the whole left channel, like this, up the left side of the body. We're going to cross over at the forehead and go over to the right side of the head. And then we're going to go back down again by the same channel. So let's do this a few times together. Just do it at your own pace. And let's see if we can keep our attention at the top of the head while doing it. And we can ask inside, Mother Kundalini, please clear all the blockages and imbalances from my left side. And we can also ask, please clear all the conditionings that keep me from seeing reality, from seeing things as they are. So we can do this for a little while, and sometimes you may need to do it a little longer before you feel the left side lightening up. But this is the technique for using the candle on the left side. And you can also use the candle on a specific chakra on the left side if you feel it's blocking badly. So let's say if you felt your heart on the left side, you could make a clockwise circle around your heart with the candle. That could be used for any chakra on the left side, where the candle just has a very powerful relationship. The flame, the light, and the heat work very much on the left side. All right, so let's do the whole left channel a couple more times. And then we can put the candle down safely somewhere. Can blow it out. And let's now take our foot soaking bowls. We can give a bandhan to the foot soaking water, just a clockwise 7 times, a bandhan. And we can point our right hand toward the water for a moment to give vibrations to enlighten those elements of the earth and the water so they're powerful in cleansing us. Then we can put our feet in the water. Let's bring our hand once again to the top of the head and press down. And just very humbly from our hearts, we can ask, Mother Kundalini, please deepen my meditation. Please strengthen my connection. You can raise the hand up. Let's observe what we feel with our right hand. And be aware of that area above the head. Let's leave our attention up there, floating above the head. Bring our hand down and just sit quietly for a couple of minutes. Just a moment, let's put our right hand on the right side of our head, on our superego, and we can ask our Kundalini, Mother, please clear away all the conditionings which are unhealthy, which take me away from reality. Please bring down the superego and let me be in reality. Then again, bring the attention to the top of the head. Just sit quietly for another minute. Allow the Kundalini to work. Now let's keep our attention up there above the head and just very gently staying in meditation, let's wash our feet off and finish the foot soak. Once we've rinsed our feet, we can just dry them and we can just put the foot soaking bowl aside. We don't need to take it away. Let's just stay here and really remain in meditation. Keep the attention above the head. And we'll continue the meditation now with a talk of Shri Mataji. So during the talk of Shri Mataji, we just stay in meditation and really try to absorb her words.
So one has to understand that to get peace, we have to go beyond this mind. This mind is the one which reacts and creates problem for us, makes us believe into things, and we are conditioned. We are not free people. Free people to understand what is reality. The reality is beyond the mind. Now, how to cross the limit of mind? Like once a doctor in Switzerland said, "Mother, you do what you like, you can cut my throat, but stop these thoughts, they are bombarding me." You cannot stop. Because a thought rises and falls off, another thought rises and falls off. These thoughts come to us from the past or from the future. You are not in the present. You cannot be in the present. But when this power that is described to you already, known as the Kundalini, rises, then she takes your attention beyond the thought, beyond the mind, and that is the place where resides the present, the reality. Now this special thing as called as Kundalini is not to be discarded because coming from India. It has been described in every scripture. Even in the Bible it's described that I'll appear before you like tongues of flames. These are the tongues of flames you see along the path of the Kundalini. Also Muhammad Sahib has said very clearly in his Quran that if you want to know God, you must know yourself. Christ has said, know thyself. All of them have said the same thing. If you see Zen system or Lao Tse, Confucius, any one of them, they all said that unless and until you know yourself, you are not there. You have no identity. But knowing yourself is very important because you are the treasure of knowledge. You are the treasure of wisdom and divine discretion. It's all within you, which you should know without any efforts. Effortless, Sahaja. Saha means with, Ja means born. Born with you is the right to get your self-realization. It's your birthright to have it, and in these modern times it has been made very, very easy somehow to get this realization. In our country also, All the saints have described about achievement of yourself. Sahaja word is used by so many saints, especially by Guru Nanaka, who says Sahaja Samadhi love. Whatever you have to get in your awareness, Samadhi is awareness, has to be in a Sahaj, means a spontaneous manner. So for this you don't have to stand on your head, you don't have to run away from your families, you don't have to starve or fast. You've done it. You've done it in your last lives. Now, in this life, you should have the fruits of your hard work that you have put in to express your desire to be one with the divine. The first truth is that you are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, these emotions, but you are the pure spirit. The second truth is very much evident, but we are not bothered to know it. For example, you see these beautiful flowers, beautiful trees all around. It's a miracle. See, every tree is different, every seed is different, and all flowers are different, their fragrance is different. It's a miracle that is created, but we take it for granted. If you ask a doctor who runs your heart, he'll say it's autonomous nervous system. But who is this auto? Who is the one who does it? They don't know. At the most they can say it is autonomous nervous system. Beyond these systems, we have the system here of these three channels. And these three channels, left and right channel, look after your right and left sympathetic nervous system, which are responsible on the right side for your physical and mental activity, on the left hand side for your emotional activity. In the center there are these two sympathetics. They form a loop like this, and the chakras, the centers, are created. These centers are responsible for our physical, mental, emotional and spiritual being. But when we start exhausting whatever limited energy it has, then we start developing either physical, mental, emotional or spiritual problems. If somehow we can save these centers from a state of jeopardy, we can solve the problem of physical problem, of say, mental problems, and also emotional, spiritual problems. You can diagnose a person on your fingertips, because these fingertips, 5, 6 and 7, are denoting your centers within yourself. They get enlightened. So with the light of the spirit, when you are enlightened, you really become an enlightened person. It is not just a certificate, I am this, I am that. It is something that happens to your awareness. The first thing that happens, as I told you, you go beyond the mind, that you become thoughtlessly aware. In Sanskrit we call it nirvichar samadhi. It is an instant happening. Maybe the modern times are such that the kundalini rises like a jet. And in thousands of people it has worked out. But to establish that situation of thoughtless awareness, you have to meditate at the most for 10 minutes in the evening. But immediately you will feel absolutely peaceful. You will feel like a witness of the whole drama that is going on. And with that drama, you will be able to see that there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be worried. Because you are out of that problem, you can solve it. Like if you are standing in the water, in the sea, and it's turbulent You see the waves rising higher and higher, you're afraid. But supposing you can get into a boat, then you can watch the same scene with such attention and with enjoyment, because you know it cannot hurt you. But supposing you can jump into the sea because you are a great swimmer, you can save many others. So in the second state, where you become doubtlessly aware, you become all powerful because you can give realizations to others. It's like one enlightened light or a candle can enlighten many candles. You can give realizations to many people.
We can continue to keep our eyes closed. Mother, I surrender all the imbalances within me. I surrender all the impurities of my left channel. Please let me feel the joy of my spirit. We'll just sit in silent meditation for a minute. And now we can gently open our eyes. And we'll raise our Kundalini and take a bandhan. So for anyone joining us for the first time today, what we'll do is we'll move our left hand from the base of our spine to the top of our head. And our right hand goes around the left hand in a clockwise manner. So we place it above the left hand, in the front, below, and behind. So we'll be moving it like that in a clockwise manner as the left hand moves from the base of our spine to the top of our head. So we can all try that together. We can take it to the top of our head and tie one knot. Second time. We take it up again, and this time we tie two knots. And then a third time again. And we tie three knots. And now we'll take a bandhan. So this is like a protective arc we put around ourselves. We'll do this 7 times for each of our 7 energy centers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now for the last one. And now on to some announcements. So we are on our second session for the year, the 21-day course. We meet 3 times a week, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. This is at 8:45 Eastern Time. And then every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we meet again at the same time for a collective foot soak and meditation. All of our sessions are recorded, so you can check the recordings available on our website. Next Tuesday, we'll be focusing on our right channel. And our right side, which is the side of activity, when it gets overused, it gets heated up. So to cool it down, we'll use an ice pack. So if you could please keep an ice pack ready for next Tuesday. And if you'd like to request a mentor, a link is available in the chat. There's also a code available that you can scan, and that takes you to our website where you have a lot of resources available. You can join our WhatsApp group where we share messages, course reminders. So that's another avenue available to you to stay connected. And now we'll be moving to our workshops. So this is where you'll have a chance to speak to an experienced Sahaja Yoga practitioner. If you have any questions, they can help answer that. You can clear out your chakras with them and any specific questions for chakra cleansing, or maybe just meditate. You can also have a chance to meet other fellow attendees of this session and exchange experiences. So we'll be taken into the breakout room shortly. And until then, please just enjoy the music. Thank you for joining.
Hello. Hi. Is there anyone here who didn't get assigned to a breakout room that would like to go in a breakout room?